armed. So he opened his coat and told me, look at this, they are not toys. This is my Form 34A, and I want you to give me my certificate. Gave me the Form 34A. The Form 34A he had is different from the original one that I had. He had added 2 zeros. So when you add 2 zeros, it changes election officially. In the process, one of as I told you, we had 2 more. I had 2 more staff managed to sneak out and call reinforcement. When I stood, I refused to change that election because I had the original Form 34A. The Form 34A does not have the 2 zeros. So that is elections, and I cannot change. And thank God, and this is 2 a.m. Thank God the results were, the situation was contained. When I look back, that is just God. Nothing else. That's what I can say. That is one incident. Okay.
And when you are serving at the LSK, you created policies that were able to save that were able to maybe change and alter the way the processes are being done at the LSK in terms of maybe matters that have been registered and sorted. So when you go to, if given a chance, when you land at IEBC, are there very fast things that you can be able to pick up and change so that we can have trust back at IEBC?
Thank you very much. When we started the Judges and Magistrate Vetting Board, this was a very new thing and unique. And we had to put in policies, and on top of that, decide to engage, before even starting vetting, engage all our stakeholders, the Law Society, the Judges and Magistrate, the association, and the public. We did round town hall meetings in the whole country. When I go to IBC, I know IBC has policies. That is number one. Need to look at those policies, whether they're up to date. And when you're looking at a policy, you don't have to amend it. If it is up to date, mark it off. It is up to date. So that is one. Number two, as a commission, you need, as a commission, first and foremost, even if you need to bond. You also need to bond before you start and work as a team, as IBC, before even engaging other people for the trust. Have trust and confidence among yourself. I've worked when I was in the Kenya board. Kenya board is composed of LSK, surveyor, ISPAC, engineers, association of manufacturers. So you will be diverse. So you have to come unity in your diversity, and now work as a stakeholders, and now engage the public to put back the trust of Kenya. What is this that is making people not trust IBC? If it's Form 34A, can we do civic education on it as proposed by the Supreme Court? If it is the servers, the server is, to me, it's a component within it's a software. You need to educate people about it, because I think sometimes people imagine that a server is like a house that you can walk in. So we also need to know, because somebody will tell you open that server and they imagine it is a server you are getting in. We need to engage people so that they have trust, and we tell them we are independent. We are here to serve Kenyans. That is our mandate, and we are doing it impartially. We are people with integrity, and we've gone through a process. It is not headhunted, and there's a board which interviewed us, looked at us, selected us among so many people. That's why I say coming here is not a right. It is a process. So please trust us. We are here to work with you. Political stakeholders, please, engage them and tell them, let's work together to deliver this one. At the end of the day, there's a winner and there's a loser. And you bind yourself. If you lose, Kenya is bigger than all of us.
Thank you very much and all the best.
Thank you.
Professor Damsolo, please ask Mary some questions.
Thank you, Chair. Mary Karen Chesang Kigen. You certainly don't come from a marginalized community. Would I be right?
I come from the Rift Valley.
No. Rift Valley has marginalized communities and non-marginalized communities. There's a reason why I'm asking that.
Okay, I'm not.
Thank you very much, because none of the panelists has congratulated you on the very, very high milestones you have achieved as a lady, and I believe they have not congratulated you because you don't come from a marginalized community. Because when I look, you have been in boards, very high-profile boards. You've served at the Law Society of Kenya in a very high-profile role. You've served as an assisting counsel in the Judges and Magistrates Vetting Board. You've dabbled into the murky waters as a director in one of the largest political parties. By any standards, those are key milestones for a lady. So let me congratulate you.
Thank you very much, Professor.
For that. Now to my question. Reflecting on reports like the Kriegler Report 2008 and the NADCO 2023 that highlight previous election irregularities, if you are to become a member of the IEBC, what key lessons should the IEBC take away, and how would you ensure these issues are mitigated in future elections? In other words, I'm saying Kriegler happened, a lot of milestones were achieved, but some of the very things that Kriegler proposed, we keep on undermining them. NADCO has proposed some are in Parliament, being enacted, but there's a possibility that just like Kriegler, it might not be implemented to the fullest. So that's why I wanted to bring out where you have been. You have even been a member of the selection panel that put commissioners into place that were still faulted. And now Kenyans would like to hear, what is it, based on those reports, that if you were to pass, that Mary Karen Chesang Kigen, who has that wide knowledge in governance, in elections, in law, in public administration, in audit and risk, you nearly have everything. What is it that you'll ensure that is done based on those two reports?
Thank you, Professor. One, the delimitation of boundaries is late. The NADCO report proposed parliamentary process so that we can have delimitation. I'll propose that one if times allows, because if you go through the long process, we'll not be able, so unless you go through the process. Then secondly, from Kriegler all the way, elections are won at the polling station, or won or lost at the polling station. So that elections, Kenyans should know that the Form 34A at the polling station is the results, and we're going to uphold that one. The rest is transmission.
Just on the first one, you know that boundary delimitation is as hot as the presidential election, or even hotter. Just from where you sit, and I'm not preempting you, can IEBC within 2 years handle two hot issues, one after the other?
It's very difficult, but where there is will, you can.
Thank you. My last question. How would you address a scenario where your personal interests or external pressures conflict with the IEBC's role and objectives? And we live in a political space. You and me know, you being a lawyer, me also being, that the Constitution only outlaws within 5 years those who have served within governing organs of the party. But you know our political space, you've been there. Just somebody saying that Chesang, a politician saying that Chesang served under Jubilee. You know they'll be, what do you tell them? What, in addition to my question? Because they'll come, you know very well. Such issues will come.
Thank you very much. When I was in Jubilee, I had a mandate and a job to work for. I was not in the governing council, but I was in the secretariat. I was a staff. If I happened and I'm successful as a commissioner, I am here to serve Kenyans, to deliver credible elections. And my personal, I don't have any conflict of interest. But in another situation now, not this election, that when my personal, I am conflicted, first and foremost declare that conflict that you are conflicted on this part, and you declare to your colleagues so that they get to know, other than people coming to know at the end of the day that this person had vested interest here. Because if it's very, very personal. But working in a political party and now working in IBC, there is no conflict of interest.
Thank you, Chair.
Jubilee Party is still an active actor in Kenya today, and you will be needed to mediate between political parties when they have issues. How will you handle if that is brought to you as a commissioner and it involves Jubilee Party?
Thank you very much. Yeah? For record, I'm not a member of Jubilee Party.
No, but you have been a staff of Jubilee Party.
Yes, that I'm saying for record. Yeah. I have not been a member. I'm not a member of Jubilee Party of Kenya. I was, but I'm not a member. And if it's brought there, I'll be an umpire, an independent umpire, arbitrating against two political parties. But this time, I'll be wearing a hat of a commissioner, not a member. Because I want to believe each and every person, almost everyone, at one point or another, you've been a member of a political party. So you'll not get that person who may not be a member or have been a member of a political party to come and arbitrate. Yes. So my interests, I'll just serve them as a member of the commissioner, discharge my duties independently and impartially. That is the way even I think my oath will be. The way I swore when I signed the role of advocates in 1995 to discharge my duties independently without fear, I'll still stand by my oath.
Okay, thank you. Please, Professor Adams.
Again, Chair, I guess I would be right if now I call you by that name that nobody has called you, but which you alluded to, Mrs. Sorobit. Is that how it's pronounced?
Yes, Professor.
With your wide knowledge on the election journey and the legal milestones in Kenya, I'll ask you a high school question that the Chair insists we ask. Name the 3 members of the panel of eminent personalities convened by the African Union to mediate the 2007-2008 post-election crisis following the 2000 disputed presidential election in Kenya.
Kofi Annan,
30 seconds. 10 seconds. Pass. Let me ask a second one. Let me go now to, would you like wildlife and environment, or economy and innovation, or geography and landmarks? Where do you want the question to come from? I pick for you. Name 2 African countries through which the Great Rift Valley passes.
Ethiopia, Kenya.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Madam Sorobit. It's been a great pleasure listening to you and learning, and not just us, the Kenyans who are also following this process, learning from you and the competences that you bring to the panel that might be helpful for IEBC. I don't know whether you have any question or comment to make in a minute so that we can end the session.
Thank you, Chair and members of the panel, for giving me this opportunity. As I said in the beginning, it's not a right, but I feel honored to having appeared before you. It was a pleasure. Secondly, I've been a member of the selection panel. I know it's not an easy task, and for me, it's just to pray for you.
Thank you. Had you brought any member into the gallery? Any observer?
I think he came on his own.
Okay, thank you. He came.
This is the time I'm realizing he's in.
Okay. I was trying to wonder whether he was the secretariat or he was in the gallery, but he's in the gallery. So thank you. Thank you, sir, for coming to accompany your spouse for this session. Please, you find your certificates with one of our officers at the door as you walk out. Feel free to pick your pen and notebook, and blessings to you. Thank you very much.